Welcome to NA Productions. Hello viewers, today, or viewer if you're just one person watching this. Today I'm going to be talking about spring tides and neap tides. Now, you probably know what tides are, but these are a special kind of tides, and you might not even know what neap means. Well, actually, neap, the word neap, only applies to neap tides. It doesn't have its own definition except for neap tides. It's kind of self-explanatory. It doesn't actually mean anything, it's just used for the word as in neap tides. It's kind of weird, right? Okay, now it's for the explaining part of the spring tides and the neap tides. Pretend this is the sun, pretend this is the earth, and pretend this is the moon. It's not really to scale. Earth would be much, much smaller than the sun, and the moon would be much, much smaller. I don't think you could even see it if the sun was this size. But anyway, so you know how the moon rotates around the earth and the earth rotates around the sun. I don't know if I can multitask and do that, but the solar system can. It's talented. But anyway, so when the earth, sun, and moon are aligned, either this way or this way, you know that there's going to be an eclipse. If it's this way, then you know there's going to be a solar eclipse when the moon casts a shadow on the earth. If it's this way, it's when the earth casts a shadow on the moon, kind of, but really it's when the sun's light bends around the gravity of earth and makes the moon appear reddish. But what also happens during these eclipses is when they're aligned, if it's either this way or this way, so the pull of the tides, look, when you know that the tides, the moon's gravity pulls up water. There's also land tides too, but let's not get into that. Pulls up the water from the earth higher than usual while it goes around. Like there's this rising part of water that goes around the moon. And it's also on the opposite side, of the earth, because when this part of the water pulls, it also pulls the earth, which means this part of the water is left behind, which makes it sort of like a tide here too. So if it's going, the tide is this way, and it goes all around the earth, that's called the moon tides. And the sun does tides too, but they're not as strong as the earth, and that is because even though it's more massive than the moon, it's farther away. And we all know the amount of gravity depends on how far you are away from the object with the gravity. Anyway, so since the sun pulls on the earth's tides, and the moon also pulls on the earth's tides, when they're aligned, the tides against the earth are super strong, because it's the moon's tides plus the sun's tides. That is called a spring tide, because it occurs during the, it occurs during spring, I guess. And it also occurs during either lunar or solar, during solar or lunar eclipses. Now, if the sun is right here and the earth is right here, when the moon and the sun make a 90-degree angle with the earth, the moon's pulling the tides this way and the sun's pulling them this way. So all around the earth has tides. That's called a neap tide. So just to recap, a spring tide is when the moon, the sun, and the earth are perfectly aligned. And there can be a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, because it doesn't matter which order the moon is at that time. It pulls at the tide the same thing. But anyway, so then the added tide forces are stronger. That's a spring tide. And then for a neap tide, it's when the sun is over here, the earth is over here, and the moon's right here. So they make a 90-degree angle with the earth and see the sun's making tides this way horizontally, and the moon's making them vertically right here, so there's tides all around the earth during a neap tide, but they're smaller. Did you get it? If not, rewind the video. Thanks for watching. Roar! His tail fell off. Excuse me folks, just some technical difficulties. Okay, we're good. Thanks for watching. Roar!